with you everywhere. It's Fleetwood Mac, of course.
BBC Radio 2.
Well, we've got Sarah Cox coming up after Mike's done the news. We are back tomorrow with Hollywood star Steve Carell and brilliant actor Arabella Weir. Good evening.
BBC News at 5 o'clock. This is Mike Powell. A cabinet minister has said that Boris Johnson forgot that he was told about a complaint against the MP Chris Pincher. An 85-year-old doctor has been jailed for killing a woman in a botched procedure, and England's cricketers have completed a record win over India at Edgbaston. The Cabinet Office Minister Michael Ellis has confirmed that Boris Johnson did know about an investigation into the MP Chris Pincher before he was appointed Deputy Chief Whip, but he said the Prime Minister had forgotten he was told about it. The former top civil servant in the Foreign Office, Lord MacDonald, had accused Downing Street of not telling the truth when it said the Prime Minister was unaware of any formal complaints about alleged inappropriate behaviour by Mr Pincher. Our political correspondent Helen Katz reports.
Downing Street's position on what the Prime Minister knew about accusations against Chris Pincher has changed over the last few days. On Friday, his spokesman said Mr Johnson had not been aware of any specific allegations when he appointed him as Deputy Chief Whip in February. Now it's been confirmed that the Prime Minister was briefed in 2019 about a complaint upheld against Mr Pincher when he was a minister at the Foreign Office, but Mr Johnson hadn't recalled it. There's been angry criticism from some Conservative backbenchers. The admission came after the former civil servant Lord MacDonald took the unusual step of publishing a letter in which he accused Downing Street of making inaccurate claims.
A doctor has been jailed for 3 years for killing a patient in a botched procedure. Isiaka Maman, who's 85, had admitted gross negligence manslaughter after the death of 48-year-old Shahida Bafin at the Royal Oldham Hospital in 2018. The court heard he had also lied about his age and had twice made mistakes on similar procedures. Our correspondent Yunus Muller was in court.
The mother of three should have had a routine operation for a bone marrow sample to be taken out of her hip bone. But Dr. Maman failed to do that and attempted what was said to be a rare and dangerous procedure and obtained that sample from her sternum. But he failed to do that and she was left with massive internal bleeding. Her husband, in fact, ran from the room shouting, "He's killed her. I tried to stop him, but he's killed her."
A public inquiry into the fatal police shooting of an unarmed man during a foiled prison break has found that he was lawfully killed. 28-year-old Jermaine Baker died while trying to free an inmate from a prison van in North London in December 2015. The inquiry concluded that the officer who fatally shot him genuinely believed he was reaching for a firearm, but it also detailed a series of failings in the police operation, as our Home Affairs correspondent June Kelly reports.
The inquiry chair, Judge Clement Goldstone QC, outlined what he called a catalogue of failures in the preparation of the police operation. Top of the list was the fact that officers did not consider any other outcome apart from an armed interception. He also detailed failings in record keeping and sharing intelligence. But he concludes that Jermaine Baker did not die as a result of the failures, and he says that the officer known by the code name W80 who killed him honestly believed that he posed a lethal threat and it was reasonably necessary for him to shoot in order to defend himself.
The Australian tennis player Nick Kyrgios has been charged with assaulting a former girlfriend. The incident is alleged to have happened in last December. Kyrgios, who's preparing to play in the Wimbledon quarter-finals tomorrow, is due to appear in court in Canberra next month. The company that owns the pet food brands Whiskas, Dreamies and Pedigree has halted supplies to Tesco in the latest supply row to hit the supermarket. Last week, Heinz products such as baked beans and ketchup were in short supply at Tesco because of a dispute about pricing. The supermarket said it would not pass on unjustifiable price increases to customers. Mars Pet Care said it would not comment on individual commercial relationships. Cricket. England have completed a record chase of 378 runs to beat India on the final morning of the fifth test at Edgbaston. Centuries from Joe Root and Johnny Bairstow took the team to its highest successful pursuit in Test cricket. But speaking after the match, Bairstow said his form wasn't down to a lot of practice.
I'm not really hitting too many balls. I'm having probably 5 minutes and walking out and just trusting myself and my ability. That's what I'm trying to do. It's about confidence and going in with a huge amount of confidence. Look, going back to the old school, a few normal throwdowns.
In the city, the 100 share index closed down 213 points at 7,020. The weather, northern areas becoming cloudy this afternoon with spells of rain in some places, staying dry and clearer in the south. Highs of 18 Celsius in Belfast and Edinburgh, 20 in Cardiff and 22 in London. BBC News, it's 5:05.
Mike, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen,
introducing to you Sarah Cox, BBC Radio 2.
And thank you very much, Mr. Steve Wright, my good friend and colleague. Thank you very much. He returns tomorrow from 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone in between, welcome to your Chipper Tuesday Tea Time Extravaganza. Let's gather our senses, then scatter them into the wind as we gallop wildly towards 7 p.m. I'll provide the soundtrack natch, chart toppers, bottom wagglers, and we'll chuck in not one, not two, but 3 fantastic features, plus you, glorious you. Your texty, and I know it. Send them on 88291. As it is a Tuesday, there's Fast Track plus first and last the half hour, and carb load before the Sarahs, plus Rubik's Cube, and there she blows. I'm excited. Dory's excited.
When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Here you go.